Hello, my friends, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. I'm Chris, I'm the BFC, and welcome to another car side chat. These are becoming quite popular here on the channel. Again, I'm just waiting for my son to get out of practice, and so I like to take this opportunity when I'm not editing or doing something else with my family. This is a great time just to talk to you guys about statue collecting. So again, I thank you for tuning into these little car side chats. So we've been talking kind of a lot lately about a lot of kind of controversial topics, and one topic is, of course, reissues. The video that I did recently, of course, we talked a little bit about the Poison Ivy from Prime 1 Studio. It is a redo, basically, but there is a new paint scheme and also a new hair style, which I believe will hopefully be PVC from what I'm hearing, which will hopefully get rid of breakages. What angers people about these reissues, and whether it's hot toys, whether it is 2.0s or just repaints, Prime 1 gets a lot of crap, but they are not the only company that does it. Just about everybody does a reissue or repaint. Now, a lot of people, what they say is, though, the company should, when they first reveal a statue, let's say they reveal the Poison Ivy, the Hush Poison Ivy in green, they should also say, hey, we're also going to do the flesh color. I think sometimes they know that they're going to do that, but a lot of times I don't think that they do. It's based on sales. So the Hush Poison Ivy sold well for them, so here's a variant. I mean, again, everybody does it. Sideshow does it. Everybody does this. Tweeterhead, every company, does repaints, okay? Hopefully they offer something new. Again, new hairstyle or new paint scheme or whatever. And also exclusivity a lot of times, like a low ES or whatever. So I understand why people say that. They're like, okay, and I agree with you. I agree with you 100% that companies should, if they know that they're going to offer it in third scale and quarter scale or whatever, and they're going to offer it in a black paint and a light paint, say that up front. I think that would make collectors very, very happy. Again, I just feel like that's not always the way they plan. I don't think they always plan ahead like that. I think companies going forward will do more of that. But if a company say, like, let's say they're going to come out with a 6 scale, like, people want to know if they're going to come out with a quarter scale too, because then that causes problems down the line if they announce the quarter and then like, oh crap, now I've got to cancel the 6 scale, that sort of thing. Okay. It also comes down to ES. So again, I keep going back to that Poison Ivy. So the Poison Ivy had an exclusive, had an ES. Again, if you're new to collecting, edition size. That's how many are made worldwide. A lot of collectors care about that because they are wanting to sell it. Maybe not today, but maybe down the road. And so if you have a low ES, that means there's less available in the country or in the world. You can maybe get your dollar back. You can maybe make a little bit of money. Some people buy and sell, and that's what they make. That's how they make their hobby. Like that's what they do. That's kind of like a business for some people. And so I understand why people care about ES. So this Poison Ivy, again, the green Poison Ivy, had an ES set. And we thought that was it. We thought that was going to be it. And it's obviously a sought-after piece. But on the other side, then they come out with this newer version, this updated version. It is different, but it is the same. I mean, let's be honest, it is the same sculpt, just updated here and there. Now, I did buy the flesh color one. I'm probably going to sell my green one. So as a collector, I was not mad. I didn't care. I know some of you do care. Okay? But the question was posed recently. They're like, well, what if companies got away from ES? There is no ES. There is no edition size. Now, they could announce it if we have how many are made. Like this, like, well, this run we did 800, or this run we did 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever. But I thought that was a great question that somebody posed in the Facebook group. Like, what if we just get rid of ES? Would that anger the fans, or would that appease the fans? Because then they can't argue about edition size. So, if they come out with 18 different variants, it shouldn't make people mad because there was no edition size to begin with. Now, there are statues out there that do not have edition size. It's open-ended. I'm thinking of like some Sideshow busts and things like that. Like, there is no ES. So people don't get out their pitchforks whenever they do a variant, or if they did do a variant. So I thought that was a really great question. And I'm curious as to what the community thinks about that. Would the community be upset if they got rid of ES? Obviously, it does change how many are out there, I guess. So I guess really, I mean, what I said earlier is like the company could announce how many they made, But they probably wouldn't do that, because then that number would change if they decide to add more. Okay. But again, I'm just curious as to what you guys think. If they did get rid of an ES, that controversy would go away. But some collectors only collect because it's a low ES. They want that return on their investment. Now, some of you out there say, I never sell. That would never bother me. But I know a lot of you out there that does bother you. But if I have a, like again, Sideshow bust that doesn't have any edition size, it's still wanted. People still buy it in the buy-sell trade groups. Maybe it would not hold its value. Maybe it does hold its value. I don't know. It just brings up an interesting thought. You know, it's like, how would it affect the community as a whole if companies didn't announce an edition size? There's a lot of companies making a lot of like statues and like, you know, I'm thinking like Disney, you know, Disney products and stuff. They're like, there's no ES on those. There's no numbers. They're still highly collectible. They're still highly sought after. And after they quit making them, you know, you still see them on eBay or other places, the buy-sell trade groups. Again, I'm a big Disney fan. But I think the difference is that might be a $40, $50, $60 item versus a $3,000 item. So I think if you are investing that, I can see where people want to have that ES, because it does kind of solidify the price point. But just because a Prime 1 Studio statue has 1,000 ES, let's say it's an Arkham piece, it might still sell well below retail. It doesn't guarantee it's going to hold its value. I mean, think of cars. I mean, you buy this car and tomorrow it's, you know, it's already lost, you know, $1,000 off the sticker price or whatever, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a low ES. I don't know how I feel about that. Or I'm sorry, not a low ES, but a no ES. What would you guys think if companies didn't do ESs anymore? Would that appease you if they did variants? Would that appease you if they did repaints? I'm curious as to what you think. Again, I think most people are still wanting an ES. They want that number. They want to know how many are out there. It's just interesting. And sometimes companies have come out with an ES, like I'm thinking like Diamond Select. They did all those busts, but they never made all of them. Like if they had 500 ES, they only made like 200. So they didn't even make the ES on it, which I think is really interesting. So again, let me know what your thought is. I am curious. Leave your thoughts down below. And again, thanks for watching today, guys. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm just curious about it. I thought it was an interesting topic. So anyway, I'll see you guys soon, right here in the Bat Cave. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.